Hello everybody, Matt here and welcome to this brand new video. Now, a lot of the fragrances here that I'm going to be showing you guys are based on memories, past times, someone, somewhere, or something. So I hope you enjoy this list, and I'm also going to be tagging some reviewers in this fragrance so I would love to see these people also do this video. So yeah, please stay tuned for that and we will talk about my fragrances. I'm only going to be showing you guys 4 fragrances, so please stay tuned. Now the first fragrance, as you can see, is Chanel No. 5, and this fragrance is intended for women, but I do enjoy this fragrance. I do wear it mostly on evenings because it's very rich. It's quite a unisex fragrance, I think. But everyone refers to No. 5 as that old-fashioned classic scent. Whenever I smell this fragrance, it reminds me of the RMS Titanic, which of course was that famous, beautiful English, British-made ship that sank in the Atlantic Ocean in 1912 after hitting an iceberg. It's been over 100 years since that happened, and I mean, I'm a big fan of the Titanic. I did essays on it in school, so I know a lot about it, and this fragrance really reminds me of it. And whenever I smell it, I'm instantly taken back to the interior of the Titanic. So the grand staircase, the A-class promenade, you know, I get it. I get it all. And I think it's because the Titanic was such a beautiful ship, not only on the outside, but on the inside. It was very ahead of its time, and a lot of money was put into it, but also a lot of hard workmanship. And whenever I smell this fragrance, it's of course a very well blended scent. It's not synthetic whatsoever. It's made with some very original ingredients, and kind of reminds me of the Titanic, really. How the Titanic was so elegant, beautiful, and I really get that feel, you know. But whenever I smell this fragrance, I imagine somebody like Molly Brown from the Titanic. In case you guys don't know who Molly Brown is, she was one of the survivors of the Titanic, but she's also a legend. She was a very bubbly woman. She didn't care who thought of her. She was just so laid back, so down to earth, and she got criticized a lot for being very overconfident. And back then, women were not allowed to be overconfident. You know, men pretty much overshadowed women, made them feel this low, and it was all wrong, of course. But she wanted to change that. She didn't care. She was like, hey, you treat me as I am, and I'll treat you exactly who you are. So I'm a big fan of Molly Brown, and I did a big essay on her in college. So whenever I smell this, I'm just instantly thinking of her, and it's an amazing scent. So guys, No. 5 by Chanel reminds me of the Titanic. Next we have a fragrance called Wall Street by Victor. Now this scent came out in 1984. Now a lot of you guys might not actually have heard of this scent because it is very rare. It doesn't get mentioned a lot on, you know, some of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of on Facebook, and nobody really shows this fragrance, and I think it's because it's so rare. This is the original box, original bottle also. This is a 50ml bottle. Sorry, there we go, I'll put it down. It's a 50ml EDT splash, but every time I smell this, I think of an old-fashioned 1920s billiard room in a mansion. So if you imagine like a very dark room with old-fashioned portraits on the walls, filled with old men that are playing checkers, cards, poker, smoking cigars, drinking brandy, the lot. You know, you get that scene. It's right here in this bottle, and it's very masculine. It just reminds me of the interior of this room. I don't know, like the old furniture, the leather, the pipe tobacco smoke, the cigars. I get it. I totally get it in this fragrance, and it really gives me strong feelings towards that certain theme. And it's really clever how it's done. But it's an amazing fragrance, guys, and if you can find a bottle of this, I would highly recommend it because it's a classic scent, and I don't even hardly use it. I just have it because it's such a nice bottle and it's such a rich fragrance, you know. But it's awesome, and as you guys can see, this is the original box, as it has hardly no ingredients on the back. Yeah, it's an amazing scent, and I'm really glad that I've got it. So Wall Street by Victor reminds me of a 1920s billiard room in a mansion. The next one, guys, is The Dreamer by Versace. Now, as you guys know, I love this fragrance. I think well, this is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it's certainly a beast of a scent. Just absolutely beautiful. One of the nicest tobacco fragrances out there, in my opinion. It's really, really beautiful. But this gives me a very nice memory. I remember smelling this fragrance for the first time in a department store, and I went into the department store and I was thinking, I wonder what other smells there are, because at the time I was an amateur compared to what I am now. You know, I'm still not totally there yet, but I was completely unaware that there were so many amazing fragrances out there. And at the time I wore pretty low budget, cheap fragrances, and I remember finding this fragrance in the Versace section, and at the time it was really expensive. Since its reformulation, however, the prices for this fragrance have come right down. It's pretty much 50% off everywhere you go around the world. It was about 40, maybe £50 a bottle. Now you're looking at maybe 20, 30 pounds. So very cheap in terms of Versace themselves, because amazing fragrance. But whenever I smell this, it reminds me of an album, a music album by one of my favorite bands. This is an album called Images and Words by Dream Theater. This album came out in 1992. It's a progressive metal band, Dream Theater. If you guys have never heard of them, I will leave a link in the description below so you guys can check them out. This album, that is. It's got some amazing songs on there, and I believe the first song that I ever listened to was track 6, Under a Glass Moon. Is that right? Yeah. Under a Glass Moon was the first song that I ever listened to by Dream Theater, and I was wearing this fragrance at the time. So every time I smell it, I think of the album. I think of where I was in my bedroom just listening to it on my headphones, really getting into it, you know? If you guys have never listened to the album, you need to check out Under a Glass Moon. The intro is so amazing, like the way the keyboards are, the way the guitars are. It's an amazing song. But the album itself's amazing, and whenever I listen to Images and Words, I think of the Dreamer. Whenever I smell the Dreamer, I think of Images and Words. It's such a strange connection, but it's the way it is. And yeah, it's really cool. So the Dreamer reminds me of Images and Words by Dream Theater. Jupe Home, or wherever you guys may be in America or so, you guys call it Yope. It's Jupe. I think in Germany they even pronounce it Yope. So whenever I smell this fragrance, it brings back the memory of when I used to work in a community centre doing voluntary work. And the community centre is actually closed down now. It's about a couple of kilometres away from my house. And at the time, I was working with children with autism and Down syndrome. So a lot of these children had learning difficulties, and I was basically helping out, playing games, learning them to read, teaching them how to draw and stuff. And it was really, really beautiful, and I kind of miss that moment, you know, because just being able to help people was a really amazing thing. And oh, it was beautiful, really, really nice. So whenever I smell this fragrance, I'm just reminded of that moment. I really am. But it's an amazing scent, and I just love Jupe. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people think it's very synthetic, sickly, and I guess I can kind of say that, but I just have to love it for that memory, you know. It brings back wonderful memories for me because of that, and I'm so happy that I've actually got a bottle of it. So yeah, Jupe Home reminds me of working with children with Down syndrome, autism, as a voluntary worker. So, and the one that I wasn't going to do, but I have to do it now because it is very important to me. This is Old Spice. Now, everyone refers to Old Spice as that classic men's cologne. Grandfathers wore this, fathers still wear it, people my age probably still wear it. I mean, I know I do. This was the fragrance that my grandfather wore, and this was his favorite fragrance. This is the only scent that he ever used to wear. It's a classic scent. One of the first aquatic scents. It came out in the 1930s, I think. 1937, I think this fragrance came out, so it's been out a while. It's not really aquatic. I think it's more kind of woody. It's woody, kind of a powdery woody fragrance, but it's really, really beautiful. And whenever I smell this fragrance, I'm instantly reminded of my grandfather, because he died when I was 5, 1997, I believe he died, so yeah, sounds fine. I had to count, I'm pretty ridiculous sometimes, but yeah, 1997 he died, and this fragrance really reminds me of him. Every time I smell it, I feel like he's close by, I feel like he's watching over me, so every time I spray this, I kind of feel like I'm him, You know, it's a really strange feeling, but an amazing scent. So yeah, those are my 5 fragrances that remind me of things. But I'm really glad that I've done it, and I really hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I'm really tired, as you guys can probably tell. I'm just blabbering on, and I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But I'm probably going to go straight to bed after this because I'm so tired. I'll edit this all up tomorrow. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I would like to tag 6 amazing reviewers on YouTube to do this video if they can. Now, first reviewer I would like to see do this is Matt Conkus, or simply known as Mr.MattC, right here. An amazing collector and reviewer with literally some of the most amazing fragrances that I've ever seen. Some of these fragrances, I mean, obviously me and him we're very similar because we like old fragrances, so fragrances from the 60s, 80s, 70s, that sort of era. I would love to see you do this, Matt, if you can. The next reviewer is Lanier Smith from Scents Memory. Now, a real sophisticated guy. He's an amazing reviewer. He's a lovely person, and he's shown a lot of support for me, not only in terms of my fragrance channel, but in terms of my life, like in my band and stuff. So big thank you to you for that. But I would love to see you do this, because I know that you have a wide range of different fragrances, from niche, designer, and I would just love to see what your take is on fragrances that give you memories. So please, if you could do that, Lanier, it would be great, because I have the biggest respect for you and I'm a big fan, always have been, always will be. So thank you, Lanier, if you can do it. Thanks. Next we have EMITSU from Simply PutScents. Now, I would like to actually thank you very much, E, for thinking of me on your barbershop fragrances. You actually tagged a few reviews to do this, but I'd already actually done my barbershop video. But I really appreciate the fact that you've thought of me, and I just appreciate the tags. So thanks again, and I'm kind of want to repay it for you doing this. I would like to see if you have some fragrances which bring back close memories, something, someone, somewhere. If you have got fragrances that do that, I would love to see a video on it. So thanks a lot. Now, 3 more reviewers. We have Michael at Another Fraghead. Now, Michael is literally like one of the newest reviewers on YouTube, but he's one of the first reviewers who started out his channel and actually does his videos very professionally, very well detailed. And not only does he edit videos well and puts a lot of detail into them, he's also a very good narrator. I would love to see you do this, if I'm honest, because I think you've really got a great channel going, and you've only got 3 videos and you've got so many subscribers. I think you're doing a great job. I'm a big fan of you, seriously, and I really appreciate all the support that you've shown for me and my channel. So thanks again, Michael. Is Travis from XanoviaScents. Now, Travis, as you guys may know, has been very supportive, and he's also sent me a lot of samples of fragrances that without him I wouldn't have been able to do any of the reviews, like Carvin Home, Blue Sugar Man by Aquilina, Michael Kors. Without Travis, I wouldn't have been able to do those reviews. So I really want to say a big thank you to Travis, because not only has he been able to do that for me, but he's also an amazing reviewer. He has a very unique way of reviewing fragrances. He doesn't just sit there like me talking about one fragrance, but he talks about several fragrances in groups, and I really think it's a very cool way to review scents. So I would really like to see you, Travis, do something like this. So if you've got some fragrances that remind you of something or give you memories, I would love to hear it. It's Ryan at RiseFrags34. I believe that's right. If it's not right, mate, I'm sorry. But I would love to see you do something like this also. I think you're an amazing reviewer. You're also very supportive on a lot of my videos. You comment on my videos, and the feedback I get from you is really good. But after seeing your Armani review, your original Armani fragrance for women, I believe, after seeing that review, I became a huge fan of you, because I'd never heard of that fragrance, and of course Armani's my favourite fragrance house, so to see that was a real surprise. So I would love to see you do something like this, if it's possible. Now guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep smelling good, and good night.